I am just so thrilled to welcome you to this episode.
Yeah, it is great to be here.
Welcome to the Practice English Studio. Our absolute main goal here is to help you practice real English. And when I say real English, I mean the kind of language you actually use out there in the messy, unpredictable, real world. Today, we are exploring a question that I know has crossed your mind if you own a smartphone.
Oh, absolutely.
Dating apps, good or bad?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it?
So the ultimate mission of this episode is to equip you with natural, practical phrases to navigate the incredibly stressful world of dating apps.
Especially when English isn't your first language.
Yes, because let's be honest, trying to find a romantic connection is vulnerable and difficult enough.
It's terrifying.
But doing it in a second language, that introduces a whole different level of cognitive and emotional pressure.
It really does. Because dating apps are essentially massive, real-time sociological experiments, aren't they?
Oh, for sure.
I look at them and I think, well, they can be absolutely phenomenal tools.
Yeah.
They connect you with people you would never, ever cross paths with in your daily life, breaking down geographic and social barriers.
Right, you get access to this huge pool of people.
But at the exact same time, they can be highly, highly stressful. You are putting yourself out there. You are trying to make a compelling impression through a tiny digital screen.
And there is just this immense, often paralyzing pressure to say the exact right thing.
Exactly. And when you add the layer of communicating in a language you are still actively learning, that stress can easily double.
Oh, without a doubt.
Have you ever matched with someone on a dating app, felt that initial rush of dopamine and excitement, and then...
And then suddenly you're staring at a blank text box.
Yes, you have absolutely no idea what to say in English. You finally gather the courage to send a message, you hit send, and they never reply.
It stings.
It really does. But today, we're going to analyze exactly why that happens and how to fix it.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because that feeling of staring at the screen and freezing up is a universally shared experience.
It happens to everyone.
And it brings us directly to the first major hurdle for English learners when they finally get that notification that they have a match.
Right, that crucial first message.
A lot of learners tell us that they match with someone, they want to be polite, and they want to put their best foot forward.
Makes sense.
So they type out something very standard and safe. They send a message like, "Hello, how are you today?"
Oh, yes, the classic.
Now, on the surface, that seems perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
But this is actually a massive conversational trap.
When you look at the words, hello, how are you today? There is absolutely nothing grammatically wrong with it. Perfectly constructed. But language, especially in the digital age, isn't just about grammar. It is about pragmatics.
Pragmatics.
Yes, it's about tone, context, and the unwritten rules of casual digital intimacy. That phrase sounds polite, yes, but it reads exactly like an email you would send to your manager on a Monday morning.
Oh, wow. Yes. Hello. How are you today? Attached is the quarterly report.
Exactly. It is stiff, it is distant, it completely lacks any kind of romantic spark, playful energy, or casual ease.
It's just too formal.
Think of communication on a dating app like a dartboard. Your goal is to hit the bullseye, to make a connection, to spark some genuine interest. When you send, hello, how are you today, Alice, you are throwing the dart, but it's flying completely off the board and hitting the wall.
You completely missed.
You have the right tool, which is the English language, but you are totally missing the target because it is simply too formal for the environment you are in.
But wait, let me play devil's advocate here for a second.
Go for it.
If I am navigating a second language, isn't it significantly better to be safe, polite, and grammatically flawless than to risk sounding too casual or, worse, making an embarrassing mistake right out of the gate?
I mean, it's a completely logical instinct, and it's exactly why second language learners fall into this trap so often.
Because it feels safe.
Exactly. When you learn a language in a classroom setting, you are taught the most universally acceptable formal structures first because they are safe in any environment. If you lead with textbook formality, you create immediate conversational distance.
You push them away without meaning to.
You don't sound like a potential romantic partner. You sound like a customer service representative.
Oh, that is brutal but true.
In digital dating, tone actually trumps syntax. People are highly sensitive to the vibe of a message.
I love that distinction, tone over syntax.
Hmm.
A customer service vibe is definitely not what we are going for here.
Definitely not.
We need something more natural that lowers that barrier of entry. Practical phrase number 1, to replace that stiff corporate greeting.
What is it?
Try this. Hey, how's your day going?
Much better.
Right,
It has a totally different rhythm.
it does.
Ah.
And you, listening right now, it is worth testing this out on your own just to feel how low pressure it is compared to, hello, how are you today? Go ahead and practice saying it out loud. Hey, how's your day going? Very subtle.
Hey, how's your day going? It works precisely because it is low friction.
But again, let me push back a little bit.
Sure.
Isn't that almost too generic?
Yeah.
If a native English speaker is getting 20 or 50 messages a day on one of these apps, won't how's your day going just blend in with the rest of the noise?
That's a common worry.
Does it really stand out?
It is friendly, it is relaxed, and most importantly, it is highly common among native speakers.
Which makes it sound natural.
Exactly. It takes all that formal pressure off both you and the person receiving it.
Okay, I see.
The rule of thumb to remember here is simple. You want to sound like you are casually saying hello to someone you just bumped into at a local coffee shop. It invites a casual response without demanding heavy lifting from the other person.
That makes perfect sense. But here's where it gets really interesting. Because leaning too far the other way and getting too eager is another huge trap, and it's one I know intimately.
Uh-oh.
The source material points out another incredibly common mistake, which is oversharing too fast. People send a massive paragraph detailing their entire life story.
The wall of text.
Yes, the wall of text. And I have to be completely honest with you right now. I have a very embarrassing personal confession to make.
Okay, I am ready.
I actually did this once, and I cringed just thinking about it.
Oh my gosh, I am laughing. You fell into the oversharing trap.
I did. I fell right into it.
Please tell me exactly what you wrote.
I was so nervous. I was newly on the apps, and I felt this overwhelming need to prove my worth immediately.
You wanted to show them you were a great catch.
Exactly. I wanted to make sure they knew everything about me up front, so I literally wrote something like this. Hello, my name is Theo. I am 32 years old. I work in marketing. I like movies, travel, pizza, hiking, and dogs.
Oh no.
I know. I just kept listing demographic data and hobbies like I was filling out a census form.
It is such a relatable mistake, though, and when we look at the psychology behind it, it makes total sense.
It does, because I just felt foolish.
It really does. Often when people are communicating in a second language or even just feeling general dating anxiety, the cognitive load is so high that the brain retreats to simple list making.
That is exactly what it felt like, list making.
It is a defense mechanism, but as the source points out, that doesn't sound like a romantic introduction at all.
Not even a little bit.
That sounds exactly like a job resume.
A resume. Here are my qualifications for dating me.
Right, and it is completely overwhelming for the person on the other side of the screen, and quite frankly, it gives them nothing natural to respond to.
Because what do you even say to that?
Exactly, what are they supposed to say? Thank you for your application, we will keep it on file.
That is exactly how it feels. And of course, it didn't work at all. It shut the conversation down before it even started.
Which is so frustrating.
So how do we fix this? How do we show genuine interest?
The formula is notice something plus ask a simple question. Instead of listing everything about yourself and focusing inward, you focus outward. You look at their profile.
Okay.
Let's say you see a picture of them standing on a mountain trail. You use practical phrase number 2. I saw you like hiking. What's your favorite place to hike?
Oh, that's good.
Or maybe their profile mentions they are an absolute caffeine addict. You say, I saw you like coffee. What's your favorite coffee shop?
That is a subtle shift, but I can see how it completely changes the burden of the conversation.
It totally does.
You aren't just dropping a greeting or list of facts. You're handing them a specific tailored thread to pull on.
Precisely. If we connect this to the bigger picture of digital sociology, this simple formula does two incredibly important things.
What's the first one?
First, it gives the conversation a clear, specific direction. You aren't just saying hello and forcing them to do the heavy lifting of figuring out what to talk about.
Right. You are guiding the chat.
You are offering a topic on a silver platter. Second, and this is crucial in the era of dating apps, it proves to the other person that you actually took the time to read their profile.
Which is surprisingly rare.
It is. In a world where people blindly swipe right and copy-paste the exact same opening line to 50 different people, demonstrating that you paused for even 5 seconds to notice a specific detail about them is a massive compliment.
You saw them.
You saw them. That targeted curiosity is universally flattering.
Targeted curiosity. I love that term so much. I saw you like coffee. What's your favorite coffee shop?
It works like a charm.
It is such an easy formula to memorize, and it completely prevents the awkward resume mistake.
Absolutely.
But let's smoothly transition into something a bit darker.
Ooh, the dark side of dating apps.
Let's say you do everything right. You avoid the formal trap, use the perfect greeting,
Okay.
you apply the notice plus ask formula with brilliant targeted curiosity. Even then, there's a universally painful reality on dating apps that we have to confront.
You were talking about the dreaded phenomenon of getting ghosted.
Yes, getting ghosted.
It's the worst.
For anyone listening who might not be familiar with this specific piece of modern English slang, getting ghosted is when you send a perfectly nice message, you are having a normal interaction, and then
Absolute silence.
nothing. It is like someone yelled cut on a movie set with a clapperboard, and the whole production just shut down and everyone walked away. You check your phone after a few hours, you wait a day, you wait 2 days, still nothing.
It is a terrible, highly confusing feeling. And the ambiguity of digital silence leaves so much room for our own insecurities to run wild.
Especially if you're already feeling insecure about your English.
Exactly. I want to jump in right here to reassure you, the listener, with a very important piece of perspective. Getting ghosted happens to absolutely everyone.
Everyone.
It happens to native English speakers constantly.
Oh wait, if I am an English learner and I realize I just used the wrong verb tense or I put a preposition in the wrong place and then the person ghosts me right after that message,
You think it was the grammar?
how do I not automatically assume that my English is the problem? My immediate thought is going to be, they realize my English isn't perfect and they bolted.
That is the exact trap of language learning paranoia, and it is vital to dismantle it right now.
Please do.
You have to remember the ecosystem of a dating app. It is characterized by algorithm fatigue and app exhaustion. People are matching with multiple people, they get busy at work, they swipe a notification away, and genuinely forget to reply.
Or they just get burnt out.
Exactly. They get overwhelmed by the sheer volume of digital interaction and put their phones in a drawer for the weekend. The silence is almost never about a minor syntactical error.
That is so good to hear.
Your language skills did not cause the ghosting. It is simply the chaotic nature of the platform.
That is such a huge relief, and it is a powerful reminder not to internalize the silence. Do not blame your English.
Never blame your English.
But let's look at a slightly different scenario.
Okay.
Let's say the person hasn't totally ghosted you, but the conversation just feels stuck in the mud.
Ah, the slow fade.
Right. Maybe they gave you a short one-word answer, the momentum has died, and now the chat is moving in excruciating slow motion. We need a way to revive it without sounding desperate. Practical phrase number 3.
Lay it out.
If you don't know what to say next and need to inject some life into the chat, you ask this. So what do you usually do on weekends?
That right there is a conversational superpower because of how it is structurally designed.
How so?
So what do you usually do on weekends is what linguists and conversational analysts call an open-ended question.
Which means they can't just kill the conversation again with a simple yes or no.
Exactly. When a conversation is dying, people often panic and ask closed-ended questions like, "Are you having a good day?"
And the answer is just yes.
Right. By asking, "What do you usually do on weekends?" you are forcing them to provide a little bit of narrative.
They have to give you a story.
They have to give you a routine or a glimpse into their lifestyle. Oh, I usually take my dog to the park, or I catch up on reading.
And suddenly you have material.
Suddenly, they have handed you 3 new threads to pull on, giving you fresh material to work with to keep the conversation flowing smoothly.
And what I love about this phrase is how incredibly versatile it is.
Oh, you can use it anywhere.
It works almost everywhere.
Yeah.
You can use it on dating apps to spark a new topic, sure. But you can also use it when you are trying to make new friends in a completely new city.
Definitely.
You can even use it on a Friday afternoon when you're making small talk with your coworkers by the office coffee machine.
Let's have everyone step up to the metaphorical microphone right now and practice it. So what do you usually do on weekends?
It rolls right off the tongue.
It absolutely is a phrase you should keep in your conversational toolkit at all times, regardless of the social setting.
What is the ultimate overarching lesson for someone trying to navigate these highly stressful apps in a second language?
The ultimate lesson, synthesizing everything we've looked at today, is a profound core philosophy about human communication.
I am listening.
Dating apps, at their very heart, beneath all the algorithms and the swiping, are about human connection.
Connection.
They are not about perfect grammar. I think a lot of English learners get paralyzed because they view language as a test.
They think they are being graded.
They think, if I construct this sentence poorly, this person's going to grade me and reject me. But that simply isn't true. A small grammar mistake is not a barrier to romance.
No one is sitting on a dating app with a red pen grading your messages like a strict English teacher.
Right. They're looking for a spark, a shared interest, a bit of banter. They aren't looking for a perfect test score.
They just want to connect with a human being.
Exactly. And this raises an important question about the role of confidence versus competence. The source material emphasizes that confidence makes a huge, undeniable difference.
Confidence is key.
We often use perfect grammar as a shield to protect ourselves from vulnerability. But when you let down that shield and confidently use a phrase like, hey, how's your day going? Or what do you usually do on weekends? Even if your accent isn't perfect, or you stumble slightly on a vocabulary word, the genuine confidence of initiating that natural conversation shines right through.
People respond to the confidence.
The ultimate takeaway here is that you cannot wait until you have achieved some mythical level of perfect English to start making connections.
It doesn't exist.
If you wait for perfection, you will wait forever. You have to have the courage and the confidence to use the English you have right now today.
I absolutely love that sentiment. Use the English you have today, because genuine connection is always going to win out over rigid perfection.
Every single time.
Let's do a quick comprehensive recap of the really practical tools we've explored today so they stick in your memory. We analyzed 3 key phrases.
The big 3.
First, the low-friction, friendly way to start a conversation and avoid sounding like a corporate manager. Hey, how's your day going?
Perfect.
Second, the targeted curiosity formula to show you actually read their profile, which is to notice something and ask, I say you like hiking. What's your favorite place to hike?
A great one.
And third, the ultimate open-ended question to keep any conversation going when the momentum dies. What do you usually do on weekends?
Your backup plan.
We also defined a very modern and sometimes painful English slang term, which is getting ghosted. That moment when someone suddenly and inexplicably stops replying to your messages entirely.
And remember, if you do get ghosted, do not internalize it and do not blame your English. It is a byproduct of the digital age, and it happens to all of us.
Now, I want you to take a moment and reflect on everything we've unpacked today. We want to know your thoughts. Are dating apps good or bad for meeting people in your own personal experience? And if you were to open up a dating app right now, immediately after listening to this episode, what would be the very first message you would send to someone in English? Think about how you would apply these natural formulas today.
That's a great exercise.
And now, I have something very important to share with you. If you enjoyed this conversation and want to keep improving your real English, make sure to check out the other videos on our channel. We have many more episodes where you can listen to natural conversations, learn useful expressions, and practice understanding how English is really spoken in everyday life. So explore the channel, Watch a few more videos and keep practicing with us. The more you listen, the more natural your English will become.
To leave you with one final, slightly provocative thought to ponder long after this episode ends, consider the very nature of text-based dating apps.
Okay.
They inherently strip away all the rich, nonverbal cues we usually rely on to communicate our feelings and intentions. They take away our tone of voice, our eye contact, our body language, our micro-expressions.
Everything that makes communication easy.
All you have are the stark words on the screen. It can feel incredibly limiting. But what if we look at it from another angle?
I like this.
How might practicing these simple, natural English phrases actually force us to become more intentional, authentic communicators overall?
Wow.
When you can't rely on a warm smile to show you are friendly, you are forced to consciously choose a phrase that feels inherently warm, like, "How's your day going?"
That's so true.
When you can't rely on sustained eye contact to show you are paying attention to someone, you have to explicitly prove it with targeted curiosity by saying, "I saw you like coffee."
You have to build the bridge with words.
In a strange, paradoxical way, the severe limitations of the app, combined with the immense challenge of navigating a new language, might just be the exact training ground we all need to become more thoughtful, deliberate, and genuinely curious communicators, regardless of what language we happen to be speaking.